Here we go. There we go. Once more into the pocket dimension where we will paint all the things. Excuse me, I'm trying to get over a cough here. Today was not helpful, that's for sure. So, alright, looks like everything is good. We have got healthy streams all over the universe. You can't stop the signal, Mal. So, let's see. I'm going to watch over here. Yep, here we go. Alright. Here we go. Tell you what, long day, short week, right? So, it was crazy today. So I spent a little time calling some customers, which put me a little bit behind to the one customer I had scheduled for today. And he wanted to whine about it when I told him what the price was, and he was not happy that I didn't fix every single electrical problem in his house today. It's like, well, you pick one thing, and his house is messed up electrically really bad. So you pick one thing, and you start with it, and you see where it takes you. So I'm going to be running a tab on him, I think. So we'll get him squared away eventually, but I was not happy. He was like, "I'm not happy. I don't care. You got to pay. You got to pay what the price of the day. You know, like this is not a contract. This is day work." He didn't like that much, but I'm like, all right. So we're gonna time and material him, and he's not gonna be. I don't know if he's not gonna be happy or not. I don't know. He's ex-con, just got out, I guess. He's got some cash. He's showing me the big fat stack he's got. So we'll work with him and get him taken care of, but he claimed that he used to be a contractor too. He did bird. And it's like, well, if you're you've never been an electrical contractor working on an old crap house that is 70 years old with somebody that that bodged around and DIY'd himself into almost having a fire, you know. I'll tell you what, it's hard to get through to people. And he's like, well, you left. Hey, yeah, I left. I had to go get parts twice. And I took lunch while I was out one time. I mean, and my hourly rate is set by the union, so wham. Oh well. But he had somebody else come in and do work, then they did a bad job, which is why I'm there now. So, oh well. So, that's how my day was. Some people don't understand your best. You can only do so much when you're by yourself. Yeah. And when you're trying to figure out what's wrong with the site there, it's not like a brand new building, you know. I don't know how much he actually understands. But if you're dumb enough to be a criminal, you ain't smart enough to understand what I'm talking about when I'm doing electrical work and trying to explain to you what your problems are. I even drew it out, and it was like, you know, I drew it out on a piece of paper. Didn't seem to really. It sort of explained it to him, but it's like, well, this is the reason you don't have power there. This is the reason you never had power there. Well, I had this thing working out. You had something working, but it wasn't working because it wasn't working right. That was the thing. It might have been working, but it wasn't working right. It was a hazard. So when I fixed one thing, the thing that was working is no longer working. So that was, I mean, I was frustrated too, but what can you do at that point? What you doing, Pumpkin? Huh? You gonna behave tonight, or you gonna cause mischief? Old Chaos and Treachery, also known as Cat, C-A-T, is in here. Hello, Pumpkin. Are you gonna step on the power strip, the switch for the power strip, huh? Because that'd be dandy. Be just the T-top of the way to end the day, amigo. But yeah, I was trying to explain to the guy exactly how the billing works too. It's like, well, I don't want to pay it because it's not done. It's like, well, I got done with something today. I don't know. Some people's children, I guess. I think it worked out an equitable deal. He's not going to like the price he pays. He would have been happier just paying as he goes, but I'm going to keep a record on it. Well, you left at 11:30 and came back at 1. Well, I came back at 1:45 because I got materials. I stopped at the shop to see if we had materials there. Didn't. I had to go to the supply house, and while I was out, I took lunch, used the bathroom, and went back to his place. So, sorry if it took an hour and a half all round trip. But that's how the business goes. When you're doing a service work like that, you just never know what you're going to run into, you know. So, yeah, it kind of irritated me that first of all, it irritated me that what I thought I would fix it didn't fix it. So that was frustrating. But then he wanted to dither about the price and paying, and I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. Try to get him hooked up, but he wants to be the only customer, and it's like, oh, I got other customers I'm working with here. I really don't know when I'm going to get back to you. I got to work you into the schedule. I don't have a Rolodex in my head. I'll have to look at my schedule book. So, kind of really made me mad. I kind of knew those people were going to be trouble, though, when I took the project on. I wish they'd called somebody else. Let's see. What color did I use to lighten that up a little bit with? Was that white? Did I add white to that ochre? Maybe. Might have. Make it a little more golden. A little more golden on this fella's little knuckles here. Add a little more white. White desaturates quite a bit, and I don't necessarily like to use white mixing into the color, but I think it'll be alright this time. So that was my day. I got a couple people to see tomorrow. Tried getting a hold of them, but I never heard back from them this afternoon, so I don't know. I don't know. Hard to service people's needs when they don't get back to you, you know. All right. So this is the monthly monster, the Chimera by Wizkids out of the Nolzur's line. It is a nice piece. The mold lines, there's some mold lines that I wasn't really able to do much about. Like this one right down the middle of the lion's forehead. That's unfortunate. But we'll deal with it. So I'm going to get these phalanges, though. I'm going to paint those black and take them back to the base color black here. What you doing over there, Pumpkin? Careful around those T-squares, buddy. They are sharp. They will hurt you. I don't usually let him in the pocket dimension, but he's actually being pretty good tonight. He's found a piece of 1/4-inch dowel that's pretty springy. He's interested in it. It's bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Fun, 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 fun. All right. So we use black here, and we will move these phalanges back to black. As per usual for Thanksgiving, I am considering doing my Thanksgiving stream on Thanksgiving Day. So you can tune in on that while you digest your meals. Last year I painted the Mark IV tank. I believe it was the male Mark IV tank. And this And I also built last year, I built the Matilda. So this year I think I will be painting the Matilda. We'll go waltzing with Matilda on Thursday. Do the Tanksgiving stream where we paint a tank. Let's see. Let me get some of that right off of there. Sharpen that line right up a little bit. So if you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you're watching on Twitch and you are a usual viewer, welcome back. If you're watching on the YouTube, don't forget to give a like there. Hop in the chat if you want. Or if you don't want, that's fine too. But if you are watching on the YouTube, please do give it a old thumbs up or a thumbs down. Any engagement is good engagement, right? So try to clean that off there. That got a little weird. So if you're not subscribed on YouTube yet, feel free to hit the big bell. Make sure you hit the one that brings in all the notifications so you never miss an episode of Paint All the Things right here on YouTube and Twitch. And of course, this is the monthly monster. I think we're going to finish it up tonight. This is the monthly monster. And if you are a subscriber on Twitch, you are in the running for being a monthly monster recipient. I will be doing a drawing. I'll probably do the drawing during the stream on Thursday. It's going to be an all-day stream, remember? It is the Tanksgiving stream where I build and paint tanks. So last year I painted the Mark IV. It was 1/72 by Emhar Models. And this year I'm going to paint the I'm going to paint the Matilda that I built on stream last year. And I will probably build the elephant. I've got an elephant. So we're going to waltz with Matilda and talk about the elephant in the room. That's my pun laugh when it's just a pun, where it's just a horrible pun. It's a horrible pun. It's the worst pun ever. It's a horrible pun. It's the worst pun ever. Yeah, that's kind of musical. So, so yeah, today was a little rough for work. But I got home just a little while ago, and I got to catch the tail end of Build, Paint, Play with Dave Taylor and Jake Krajewski. They interviewed the gentleman that started the. I always want to call it the Paint Lickers Union, but it's not, or the Brush Lickers Union, but it's not. It's the. Well, you'll just have to go and watch Build, Paint, Play. So go catch the VOD, Build, Paint, Play right there on the YouTube. Check it out. Always a good time. It is one of my happy places during the week. The other happy place is right here in the Pocket Dimension with all you good hobby hounds, hobby heroes, denizens of the Pocket Dimension. Those of you who are interested in painting and need a little encouragement or have questions about how to do something. Lately, I have been getting with these monthly monsters. The last three have been dragons or had large bat-like wings, like the dragons have the bat-like wings, and this Chimera has these bat-like wings. So I've been exploring wet blending, and it's quite fun. I have to say, wet blending. I don't know that I would wet blend every little detail. I mean, let's be fair. There can only be one Sam Lenz. He wet blends everything, and it looks amazing. It looks amazing. Um, Me, not so much. I like it on large pieces of real estate. So these wings are very large pieces of real estate that if you just paint them and give them a wash, they'd probably look just fine. If you're just wanting to get something on the table, block it, wash it, get it out there, get it on the table. Nobody's gonna hold it against you. Um, don't worry, you don't have to be a professional painter to have fun with it. Here's the thing: you don't have to be good to have fun. Have you ever played golf? Look, I enjoy golf, but I'm no good at it. Absolutely no good. But I enjoy it when I do get to go play, which has been a while, quite honestly. Maybe start back up in the springtime. I don't know. There's so many things to do with my time. We'll see. We'll see if golf becomes a thing for me again here before too long. I'm going to reset my monitor over here for yeah, so I don't see any chat going on the YouTube side. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Of course, if you're interested in being in the drawing for a new copy of Warcrow, box set, by all means, join me on Twitch, because when I get 400 followers on Twitch, I'm going to draw for the Warcrow set. So that would be dandy for someone to get over there. And of course, we just passed the 50 subscriber mark right here on YouTube, so that helps. I tried to do a live stream last week while I was out of town working, um, using my mobile device, and evidently I need to verify my account before I. You got to have at least 25 people waiting to watch, or you got to have a verified account. So I need to go through the steps to get my YouTube account verified. So all right. Cool. Looking good. Looking good, I gotta say. Gotta say. So coming right along here. So those are a couple of perks for following me on Twitch. The Monthly Monster Club, if you are a subscriber, and if you are a follower, once I hit 400 followers over here on Twitch, which I've been trying to do that ever since I'm at 330. So I need 70 more people. But I will be doing a War Crow drawing when we hit 400. But that's okay, even if we never do. I've got a pretty solid little core group that comes over and visits from time to time. And that's fine too. So also, my friend DD Minis over here on Twitch has started streaming again, and I'm sad to say that I missed his last two streams. So that's unfortunate. But I'll catch up. I'll catch up with you, DD. I will. I'll watch your streams as soon as I can. Excuse me. So I was working on a project a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, and I got sick while I was working, and they gave me some antibiotics, but I don't know that they gave me enough of them, and they didn't give me any steroids either. So I'm still dealing with some respiratory issues. And of course, I climbed under that fellow's house today. That's just awful. I'm 50 years old. I don't need to be climbing under people's houses, breathing all sorts of who knows what in my lungs. It's a hassle. These older houses, you never know what kind of stuff is in the soil underneath the house. So, asbestos, fiberglass, molds, mildews, black mold. That's awful. Black mold is what killed Brittany Murphy and her husband, evidently. Everybody thought it was drugs. Nope, it was black mold. At least as far as I understand. Now, maybe it was drugs, but everybody's knee-jerk assumption was that it was drugs, but when they started looking at things, they figured out that it was most likely black mold. And that's abundant around these parts here, as it is in many houses these days. I don't know why black mold has become such a problem. We never used to ever be thought about in the old days. Don't know why. So now I'm not able to quite choke up on my paintbrush right here. So I'm just using my holder as a rest, and just help. Again, we're making the triangle of power here, right? So my wrists are on the table. My hand is locked down. I have it resting on the table. I have my other hand supported so that I can have excellent brush control. Okay, maybe not excellent brush control, but I can make brush control a thing here. So, and I can get it where I need it to be. I'm being distracted by old chaos and treachery. Pumpkin, you better behave or else I'm going to put you on the TV, buddy. Going to put you in the movies. Hello. Hello, Pumpkin. How are you, buddy? How are you? Well, You want to get up on the desk, don't you? You want up on the desk. Say, yes, I do. I want on the desk, Dad. Now we're going to try to keep you out of the paint, okay? Because this stuff's not good for you. Not good for me either. But I don't want your little whiskers to go tracking paint all over the place. Yeah? Well, you're looking at me. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Huh? You see this? What is that? What is that? There's a kitty cat in the middle of it. There's a big kitty cat. I think you're bigger than it, though. Huh? Oh, purr, purr, purr. Here we go. Purr, purr, purr. Folks, when the cat is in the pocket dimension and when he decides he's going to get on your lap, you got to take a kitty cat break. Break me off a piece. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. So. Don't get in the paint. No, sir. Are you going to make biscuits? Huh? He's making biscuits. He's making biscuits. Oh, let's see. He's trying to lay on the lap. We've tried this before. He's a big old boy. He's trying to lay on my lap while I paint here. This never works. We've tried this before, pal. You know it doesn't work. Well, you don't know because you don't retain information. What? Huh? What? I can't work past you, pal. You are impeding the flow of progress, my friend. Shall we give the people a little purr? Huh? Now, folks, I don't know about you, but I think a relaxed purr from a cat. Now, there are different purrs. Sometimes a cat will purr if they're nervous, and it's a very fast kind of a paced purr. Part of it is they're trying to calm themselves down when they purr like that. But that's a nice, relaxed purr old Pumpkin's got here tonight. And that's probably one of the finest sounds on this planet. Isn't it, buddy boy? Huh? I know, you miss me all day long. And then I come in here and I shut myself away. But you beat... Excuse me. You beat the door today. You beat me in. You snuck past me. Yes, you did. You've been so good. Usually you pop up on the table behind me and start causing all sorts of ruckus, but you are just a good boy. A little cuddly cuddle, huh? Folks, this has turned into a cat stream, not a paint stream. Be careful, Pumpkin. You're getting a little closer to the paint. All right. Everybody says that if you have a cat on the stream, it'll help views, but I don't know about that. You'd be able to see him if my other cameras worked. Speaking of cameras, I did get new cameras. I just need to get a switcher so I can have multiple inputs so we can have some really good content going out here. The camera on my laptop has given up the ghost. It's been like that for a little while now, a few months. So, sorry about that. I probably need to find time to get that fixed, but again, find time. Make time, find time. Sometimes it's hard to make time. If it's hard to make fine, it's almost impossible to find time. Oh, look at you. Look at you. I know you're happy and purring, but I gotta get back to work. People don't tune in to see you, buddy. I mean, we could just put a camera on you and have like a 24-hour pumpkin cam. What's this? Did you get your whiskers into the paint? Did you? What in the world? What is your... Oh, you got some kind of schmutz on your little whiskers here. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's paint. You got into something. All right. Yeah, I know you're making biscuits. But I gotta get to work here, buddy. I gotta get to work. Are you happy? You got a clean litter box today, huh? Are you happy? We'll do that again in a couple days. Because you're only one cat. So, every couple of days is just fine for you. So, are you ready to beat feet? You have got... Keep dragging through the paint there, I think. So this is what I'm contending with right now, folks. Can't really do much about it. Hard to move when you got a cat on your lap. I've been paralyzed. Another pun? Paralyzed. That's actually a pretty good one, though. Help, I've been paralyzed. All right, Pumpkin. You've been on my lap now for like 10 minutes, dude. Feels like 10 minutes, because I got to get back to work. I mean, I know you think people want to see you. I mean, you're a cat. You have the ego. Ego is a thing. Cat and ego, I mean... Yeah? All right, Pumpkin. We're gonna put you out of the. We're gonna evict you from the pocket dimension here, buddy. I gotta get back to work, pal. I gotta get back to work. I know everybody. You think everybody wants to see you. Oh, okay. Now you're upset. You're flicking your ear and switching your tail. Okay, come on now, buddy. I gotta get back to painting. I got things to do. He says, "Yeah, you got things to do. You gotta keep petting the cat." Wow. This is gonna be some of the greatest 10 minutes of this channel ever, or this is gonna be the most boring 10 minutes ever. What do you think, Pumpkin? He said, "This is gonna definitely be the most incredible 10 minutes of this channel ever. Because it's me, right? Everybody loves the cat. Is that it? Oh, you're putting your head in the... You're doing the cute thing? You're burying your head in my arm? Okay. You're twitching your tail. You're irritated. You're like, yeah, you won't shut up, JP. All right. Pumpkin, buddy boy. I gotta set you aside, man. I gotta put you aside. I'll give you 2 more minutes. I'll give you 2 more minutes. Okay? 2 more minutes, and I will let you stay for 2 more minutes. I gotta get you back to the vet. We did the first round of things. We gotta get you to the second part. Too bad I was sick the day that we had you scheduled for that second vet visit. We'll get you squared away. All right, get you squared away. We will. Boop 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 the nose. Boop boop boop. Boop 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 boop. Don't you act like you don't like it. Boop boop boop. Boop 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 boop. Okay. All right. You got 60 more seconds, buddy boy. 60 more seconds, and then I'm putting you out of the pocket dimension. Getting a little pet aggressive now, huh? You thought you were in heaven, now you're like, too much, huh? Oh, look at you, hiding your little nose. Oh, now you're like, I'm interested in what you're doing, Dad. I'm interested. Oh, look, I'm interested. Oh, what? I'm interested. Oh. What are you doing? Formulating plans to knock things off? Is that what you're doing? All right. 45 seconds. All right, 45 seconds. Yeah. Purr. Okay. I would like to have you on my lap, but I can't work past you. There's too much of you. Rumpelstiltskin. Emphasis on the rump. Big rump. Lard butt. All right, here we go. Out of the pocket dimension you go. Whee! Banished to the hoary netherworlds outside the bounds of time and space. All right, well, there you go. So, we have been blessed by the cat. Cat hair. Collect all his hair up and we could probably make some nice brushes. All right. Excuse me. Pardon me. Wash down. Let me just wash down that dust that's caught in the back of my throat. Full of nasty things. Now, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? No, that was not a rude interruption. Actually, Pumpkin was behaving himself very good today, this evening. Usually he's a little bit more of a master of disaster, you know. So, all right. Now, where were we? We are painting the phalanges here. So these ridges here are equivalent to your hand or thumb, right? So hand and thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2. That's what they say. That's what the what is the what is the name of people that study bats? Chiropterists? Chiroptologists? I don't remember. Bat scientists. I mean, I guess bat scientists? Why not? I'm sure they've got a fancy name. What are, because bats are what? Order Chiroptera? Is that it? So chiropterologist? Chiroptologist? I think. Seems to me that's the case, but I could be wrong. My brain leaks. I'm old. I forget things. Someone out there in the chat knows. Feel free to drop in and tell me what they call bat scientists. So, before we were so rudely interrupted, never a rude interruption when you have the cat. He was doing really good tonight too. But I had to put him out of the pocket dimension so I could get some work done here. Cats are unfortunate. They don't understand the concept of work. Although he does earn his keep. When I came home from it was either Adepticon last year or Adepticon this year. This year? Last year? Last Adepticon. It was either last Adepticon or Gen Con. He had killed a mouse. I've not had mice in here for quite a while. Especially since I've had him. But one did come in while I was away, and he got it. And he shoved it under the bathroom door so that I would find it, I guess, when I found it. I found it in the bathroom. I keep the door to the bathroom shut. So he must have played with it and thrown it underneath there. He's pretty savage when he gets to playing with something that he likes. I've gotten him toys, and I'll chuck it down the hallway, and he'll go and pounce on it, and then he pounces on it, and it does nothing, so he's bored with it. It's like, oh, yep, okay, I got it. Now what am I supposed to do with it, Pops? Yeah, he just really doesn't do much. He's not really much of a toy player kind of a cat. His favorite toy is a piece of 1/4-inch cotton rope that I tied a monkey's paw, a monkey's fist knot in the end of it. And I bounce that around for him from time to time, and that seems to be his favorite toy. So he likes the little more action in his entertainment. So, oh yeah, cat hair. Here we go. Get that out of there. But he is probably the cuddliest cat I've ever known. He is super cuddly. As you can see if you've been watching the stream tonight, he would have stayed right there too for quite a while. And I would have let him if I didn't have to get this paintwork done. So, apologize for the quality of my voice. Still got a lot of congestion I'm dealing with. So, there's that. Excuse me. So, there's other ways to help support the channel. If you would like to, if you are a fan of energy drinks and want one that is sugar-free and does not give you the jitters or a hard crash, really not much of a crash at all anyhow. In fact, the few times that I've resorted to it, I haven't really felt that, I haven't felt draggy after using it. But it's called Dubby, D-U-B-B-Y. Go ahead and load that into your favorite search engine. And use my code, Rocket Fuel, ROKKITFUEL, if you would like to help the channel and have a tasty treat. That's Dubby, D-U-B-B-Y, energy drink. Check it out in your favorite search engine and use my code ROKKITFUEL for a discount on your order and a little help back to my channel right here. So that's a way to help support. If you have Twitch Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you can use your Amazon Prime to subscribe to the channel for a month at a time for free. So that's a good thing. If you subscribe, even if you use your Amazon Prime to become a Twitch subscriber, that still puts you in the running for the monthly monster. So, I care not from where the subscriptions come from, as long as they come. And I will put your name in the hat when it comes time for drawing for the monthly monster. You can't win 2 months in a row, but you can win multiple times over the course of the year or the course of the program, but not twice in a row. You have to let somebody else win, you know. Looking at you, Blades. So last month's was the Green Dragon. This month's is the Chimera. I need to send the Green Dragon out, but I have not had a chance to take any pictures of it. So maybe I'll get to do that here before too long. It's really too big for my light box too, so that's kind of a challenge. So I'm going to have to set up another way to take pictures of it. And if you want a really cool little crash course in taking pictures of your miniatures, go and check out Build Paint Play. About 3 weeks ago, they had, maybe 4 weeks ago, about 3 weeks, 3.5, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Anyway, they had somebody on there that is an amazing miniatures photographer, and he was giving a lot of really useful advice. So go check that out. Build Paint Play with Dave and Jake. That's called Build Paint Play right here on YouTube. You should check it out. If you haven't checked it out, do so. Join the Facebook group. Give them a like and a subscribe. And join in the mayhem, the miniature mayhem, on Tuesday nights. See, now if it were on Monday nights, I could say, Monday night miniature mayhem. Let's get ready to build, paint, play. Let's get ready to build, paint, play. So, definitely check them out. Alright, so we got those phalanges painted black. Now we're going to let those dry. While we let those dry, I think we'll work on the mouths of these critters. And then after we do that, I think we'll go back through and paint these little nails, these little claws at the end of the phalanges there. So we're going to hit the inside of the mouths with, let's see, what do we got here? We got Sigvald Burgundy and we got Contrast Vulpus Pink. Let's go with the Burgundy. That's a little darker. We can work our way up to a, excuse me, beg pardon. Sorry if you're listening in headphones, I apologize. Hopefully I'm far enough away from the microphone that it's not too much of a bust. So we're going to use Sigvald Burgundy, and we're going to use that on the inside of the mouths of these critters. And I'm going to use a smaller brush, I think. And we're just going to let it do its thing. Since these are already primed in kind of a gray, off-white gray, we're going to go ahead and let it just work with the what there is there. And we can go back and pick out any details after it's dried up. Add some highlights, maybe with a lighter pink. Same thing in here, lion's mouth. Just let it do its thing. do this. And we can always go back over. And because this is contrast, this is the workshop stuff. This is the stuff from Citadel. It won't reactivate, unlike the stuff from... Well, I've got the 1.0 speed paint collection from... you know, those other guys. The Army Painter. Duh, there we go. And I like Army Painter. As you see, I've used quite a bit of it over the time, and I enjoy it very much. They have a good product. But some people didn't like the reactivation properties of the speed paint. Knowing about it, I'm able to utilize those reactivation properties actually and get some really nice effects. But as far as something like this, I need something that's a little more color fast, I guess you'd say. Which they're new ones. I mean, the Speed Paint 2.0 that they came up with doesn't have that issue, obviously. But I don't have to worry about it with the Citadel stuff. Now maybe I can get that off of there. I may have to touch that up a little bit. Or not, I don't know. You know, animals do have lips too, so maybe his lip is kind of showing where he's braying out meh, meh. Some epic, weird, horribly disfigured sounding meh, while the lion roars and the dragon hisses or makes whatever crocodilian sort of a sound it would make. So 10:15. We may not get this quite finished tonight, but we'll definitely have it finished by Thursday for sure. So definitely have it finished by Thursday. I'm going to hit these talons back here with some green ochre, I think. And give them a little bit of a base. Excuse me. Man, between getting over bronchitis and climbing underneath that house today, I don't think they gave me enough antibiotics because I'm still feeling awful in my chest. Yeah. Probably albuterol would have been good too, but honestly, I went to an urgent care and I didn't feel like I was treated with the care that I deserved, quite honestly. I felt like I was rushed through. They didn't listen to me. They didn't talk to me. No consultation. It was just breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Oh, yep, you got bronchitis. Dirt, 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 dirt. I'm not impressed with the bedside manner there. I mean, it was a Saturday, so I understand maybe they didn't want to be there. Maybe they felt like they had better things to do, but maybe because I was from out of town, I don't know. All I know is I was not feeling too hot. And the problem is if you don't have enough of an antibiotic course or the wrong antibiotics, bacteria becomes resistant, so it's harder to treat with antibiotics. So that is a concern. Plus, having bronchitis puts me at risk for, you know, pneumonia. And of course, the coof, which I've had 3 times already. But I didn't have anything else going on when I had the coof. I just felt tired. I didn't really have much of a cough. I just felt tired. You know? Listless, I guess you'd say. That was the worst of it. So, but if I caught it while I was having bronchitis and they didn't treat my bronchitis correctly, well, that could be the old end of old JP, you know. It is a concern, you know. It is definitely a concern. Thought about starting a Patreon. What if I pay? I mean, here's the thing. So, elapsed time on one of these guys, monster like this, about 6 hours, maybe 8 hours. What if I had a Patreon where I actually priced out a monster like this? I painted it, and people that were paying that tier of a Patreon would get that monster. Now, it could be like a monster a day for 30 days. If 30 people if 30 people paid that price, I wouldn't have to work anymore. I mean, I would work, but I wouldn't have to work at a awful job dealing with awful people, awful entitled people that just don't get how things are done. That was awful. That was awful. I would have driven off, except for his wife's car was behind me. Couldn't go forward because that was into his backyard and couldn't go backwards. So, oh, made me mad. All right, let's see what we got here. So that was ochre. Let's add a little bit of ivory. Ochre and ivory. Mix them together on my palette, you see. We'll get a nice bone color going on here. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding the ivory color. Arid Earth and Ice Yellow are pretty good. I know I've got an Ivory here. I had a really nice. There's a great. So Reaper has a really nice Ivory that I like. What is this? This is Yellowed Bone. That is not Ivory. That is Yellowed Bone. But we can use Yellowed Bone. That's fine. It's not the Ivory that I want. Oh, look, I've got another bottle of Yellowed Bone. That's pretty cool. I know I've got an Ivory here somewhere. Well, that just means, what that means, folks, is that I need to probably look into organizing my paints and cleaning my desk up. Oh, so that would be good. Well, let's use some Yellowed Bone here. We'll mix in a little Yellowed Bone with a little ochre. Get a mid-tone bone color. But just think, if you join the monthly Monster Club by subscribing to my Twitch channel, you get what really ostensibly is probably about a $300 probably a paint job that's worth about $300. I mean, it's better than average. Or at least I hope it's better than average. A lot of people say they really love them and they can't stop looking at them when I'm done. Eye of the beholder, I guess. I'm not I'm not as good as some people by any means. But I try to do my best. I try to put my best foot forward or my best paint in. And but think about it. If you were to join the monthly Monster Club by subscribing on Twitch, you get a chance at winning one of these wee beasties. Now, why do I have to give it away? Well, because I would love to be able to paint one for everybody. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time. And I don't have that kind of money. I work a good wage job, but I can't just give it all away. I mean, but it is definitely a perk for being a subscriber on Twitch. It is my way of giving back to people that help support my efforts. So, there is that. If it's something that you want to do, you're more than welcome to do that. It puts you in the running. So if you consider that you spend what, $6 and change a month, so 6 times 12, $70, and you win once, you've actually got a really good deal. That's a thing. So give it some consideration. Think about it. No pressure. Definitely tune into my now. Oh, also, usually a little bit before Christmas is when I stop streaming for the year. Take a little time off. So yeah. Remember, that's going to be happening here soon. But there definitely will be a monthly Monster for December. And then we'll start the stream back up in January. Remember that January is my streamiversary as well, so there will be lots of goodies to give away at the streamiversary. So try to give away some goodies during the streamiversary. So we're going a little closer to white here, right out the ends here. So get that bone color. Be a nice, nice, nice transition here on these claws. These claws out on the ends of the phalanges. Pick up a little bit of that yellowed bone, mix that into the green ochre, get that mid-tone going. Catch that right there. Do-do-do. Right here. Do-do-do-do. 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 And we'll mix in a little white into that as well. Pick that up. Lighten that up some. We'll take it away. A little further away. Out there. Just out there. And then we'll pick up a little bit of white and do a final highlight on that little claw that's sticking out right there. Just pick up some white. Just a little dab. And if it mixes in, because it's still a little wet, so we don't mind a little wet blending going on organically. That's okay too. That's what makes it fun. Makes it unique. Pick up a little bit of that white again. right there. A little right here on the very end. Oops. Don't want to do it while it's drying too much, but I think that's a nice little blend right there. We got a nice little blend right there. Yeah. All right. Cool, cool. Looking good. Looking good. We got some, and we still got plenty of, we got some good time left. All right, so we're going to let that sit. I don't want to damage that right there, so I think I'm going to let that dry for a minute. As it is. But in a couple weeks, we'll be taking our usual winter recess until January. And then, of course, January, we do our here on the channel in the Pocket Dimension, we do the streamiversary. It'll be 3 years. This stream will be 3 years old on Twitch. So it will probably be multi-streaming over here to the YouTube as well, because why not? But the only way to get considered for prize drawings is, of course, on the Twitch. So, because that's where we started out, and that's where we give away a lot of really fun things. And I don't have the level of followers or subscribers yet on YouTube to really be able to include YouTube subscribers in that number yet. YouTube doesn't quite have the infrastructure, though, as Twitch does. Twitch, you can actually DM people after they've won something, whereas YouTube doesn't have that function, unfortunately. Let's paint his little toenails here. Paint his little toenails. And we'll take a little bit of that white. We'll mix a little gray in there. A little middle gray. Get a little middle gray going there. And we'll just do a little highlight on those claws. Those little tootsies there. And we'll take a little bit of white and take that gray to a very, very, very light gray. Almost a white. And we'll just go right here on the very tippy tips. Final super duper highlight of white. Just to give it a little bit more. A little more Beijing. Kapow. There we go. Get that shininess that claws have. And I think these hooves back here are pretty good. I'm going to make a little bit more gray there. Go with a darker gray. And right there's a little bit of that color coming down from the darker gray right there. Give that hoof a nice little split with a darker gray in the middle. Same thing over here. Just sink that in like that. And then we'll take a little bit of, we'll mix up a lighter gray. Right here on the hoof. Make it a little bit lighter than that even. Right here on the very tips. Just want to get some brightness going on there, because hooves are sharp. I'll tell you what, hooves are very sharp. I got clipped by a horse's hooves when I was a kid, and I think I still have the scar. I don't think it's gone away quite. Right on my forehead. I think I probably grew into it. It was a bigger scar when I was younger. It's probably gone, probably a little bit more small over the years. As I've gotten bigger, it's gotten smaller. But what was really bad is I had seen Ben-Hur not too long before that. It was on TV, and I remember seeing that guy get trampled by those horses. And when that horse went over top of me and clipped my head, clipped me right in the forehead. And for those of you who don't know, if you've never had a facial injury, maybe even probably like you know, if you pop a zit, sometimes it'll bleed profusely. Your skin on your face likes to bleed a lot. Quick little edge highlight on that hoof, just a little bit, just to show that it's got some edge to it. That might have been too much. That's okay, it'll blend. We'll just blend her in right there. We'll just take a little bit of white and work that edge back just a little bit. Put a little bit right there. Yeah. And just a smidge. And let it blend by itself. Let it blend. There we go. Let it blend. Let it blend. All right. That looks pretty good. I think if we do a wash, a brown wash over the lion, that'll give some nice definition to that mane. And maybe do a gray wash on the goat, maybe? I don't know. Brown wash. So we got a mid-brown, a flesh wash, and a light tone. So let's go with a mid-brown wash on the lion's mane here. What we got here? Quarter till 11. That's good. So we've gotten quite a lot done. Didn't quite get finished. I was really hoping just to get finished tonight, but maybe not going to happen. We'll get finished on Thursday when we do our Thanksgiving stream, where we enjoy tanks. We'll read about the tank that we're working on, which that will be the Matilda. We'll be painting the Matilda and probably building the elephant. The elephant in the room. So this is the, what is this? This is the light tone. So I can always go up, I can always build it up to the next one. It's easier to build up than to, so it's easier to go from light to dark on a wash. If you go dark, it's harder to lighten up unless you just go ahead and go back and dry brush with your original color. Let's go ahead and get that light tone. Give them a good wash there with the light tone. Wash his face, get some definition going on. And it even tends to hide that mold line just a little bit, so that's good. That's good. And then we'll go back and get the interior of their mouths last thing, which really should be in the first thing, but you know how it is, y'all. It can be like that, yo, as they say. Looks pretty good, I gotta say. That wash is just the thing to drive it home, I think. And these are all just very simple things that anybody can do. These are really just it's utilizing tools, okay? Your paints are tools. Washes, paints, glazes, mixing mediums. They're just tools, and it's just understanding how and when to use those tools. There's nothing hidden or hard to understand about it. It's just a matter of experimentation. Don't get so tied up on having to do perfect work that you forget how to do good work, okay? I mean, this is supposed to be fun. You can get inexpensive miniatures very easily. The Nolzur's line are very inexpensive. Bones by Reaper are very inexpensive. So allow yourself to buy inexpensive miniatures and don't be afraid to mess them up. It's just paint. You can't go wrong. You can't hurt it. It can't hurt you. And if you don't like the way it's going, just dunk it in some simple green or Castrol Super Clean or LA's Totally Awesome, and yeah, strip it off and try it out, try it again. Some people actually had uh, good results stripping their figures with I think like 91% isopropanol alcohol. I think they've done that, but the cheap plastic ones, the Nolzur's line and the Bones figures, you know, I tell you, for inexpensive figures, just to get the feel for it, just to try things new and you know experiment with, they can't be beat. You're not spending $50, $60 on a premier figure. You're just spending a couple bucks, few bucks, $7 or $8 for two figures, or 8 to 12 bucks for a figure like this, maybe 15 for the larger ones. I think the Green Dragon was a $15 figure. It wasn't much. It wasn't much. So if you stay away from Warhammer, um, you can probably you can paint a lot of figures badly with no real result, no real what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with an R. Regrets. No regrets. RAGRAT. Regrets. So paint like what's it? Brett and Casey say over on their channel. Paint bravely. And if you invest in inexpensive figures, I don't like to use the word cheap. Let's call them inexpensive. If you invest in inexpensive figures from like Nolzur's and Wizkids and Reaper, you know, it doesn't hurt when it goes awry, right? But the thing is painting, you know the result that you want. You know how to get there. Just keep on working with it. You know how to make the paint flow the way you want it to. Add a little water, add a little flow improver, whatever you need to do. You know the colors that you want, you know where to put them. When you start tensing up, that's when it's a good time to take a break. When you just get frustrated and you keep on putting paint on it and it's not dry yet, stop. Take a break. Get away from it for a few minutes. Get a cup of tea, cup of coffee. Tumbler full of Dubby. Remember, Dubby. Use my code ROKKITFUEL for, I believe it's 10% off of your order, and then I get a little kickback. So, check that out. But I digress. Take a little break, get something to drink, go for a walk, play a video game, read a magazine article, argue with somebody on Twitter. No, don't argue with people on Twitter. That's a fool's errand. Roll your eyes at people on Twitter. Read some crazy hot take and roll your eyes. I spend more time rolling my eyes on there than I do engaging, quite honestly. I'm really only on there just for hobby stuff, and I keep seeing things that are not necessarily hobby things come across. Anyway, so if you're wrestling with your paint and it's not doing what you want to do, take a break. Step away from it for a little while. But inexpensive figures can be had. Even talk to your local 3D printer. They might cut you a deal. You know, usually a figure costs about 13 cents worth of resin. I don't know how much they want for their figures a lot of times, but if you got a buddy with a 3D printer, maybe it's just a matter of buying a bottle of resin for them to use, you know, or filament or whatever you want to work with. So, all right, so this is going to sit here until Thursday morning when we finish this up on the Thanksgiving stream. That's Thanksgiving, where we celebrated armored behemoths. And this year we're going to paint a Matilda that we put together last year, and I think we're going to build an elephant. or elephant. So that will be the elephant in the room. So yeah, we'll set this aside, let it dry, come back to it on Thursday. We'll do our drawing. If you are part of the monthly Monster Club, if you are a subscriber here on Twitch, you don't have to be present. Even if you're not present, I will, we'll put you in the wheel of names and get you lined up, and hopefully may the odds be ever in your favor for the monthly monster. All right, so YouTube. So we got 6 minutes left to go until 11. I'm not gonna sweat it. So YouTube, thank you all for being here. But since YouTube does not have a raid function, we can't raid anybody. So I'm going to end the stream over here on YouTube and say goodnight to you. And as I always sign off, and this is a sign off on both, no matter how bad today was, and sometimes it is pretty awful, the sun is coming up tomorrow and the world is a better place with you in it. So, good night, YouTube, and then hang out for a second, Twitch, and we will go and raid one of our fellow hobby streamers. So, end of stream on YouTube. Good night, YouTube.